If you're like me and you've been playing a lot of Expedition 33, you probably came across Simon. Nope, not this Simon. This Simon. And without a doubt, Simon is the hardest boss in the game. So I want to show you how I beat him. The first phase of the fight is actually not difficult if you're at the end game. The problem is, it is very annoying to learn the second phase. And then, spoiler alert, there is a third phase. So I came up with a build that would get me through the first phase, sometimes in one shot, but it would allow me to learn the set moves of the second phase. And at the same time, I was trying to kill him without getting to the third phase. And in case you're wondering, this is not a cheese build, meaning you're not gonna kill him in one shot. You actually have to learn the second phase and get through a few turns before you could get to kill him. So for this build, all you need is Maelle. We're gonna beat him with one character only. You need a weapon upgraded all the way to level 33, and you need 2 Pictos, Cheater and Second Chance. Cheater will allow you to play twice in a row, that's how we're gonna do our damage. And Second Chance, it's there in case you mess up, which you will. Then for our Luminous, you really need Solo Fighter, Shortcut, Roulette, and anything that allows you to build your gradient. And in case you want to do it exactly how I did it, here's the list of all the Luminas that I had. The strategy is quite simple. In the first phase, you want to kill him with one shot. If you cannot kill him in one shot, you'll do it again. Don't worry if you die here or use Second Chance, because everything resets in the second phase. So you could be sloppy here. Once you enter the second phase, you won't have enough damage output out of your abilities to kill him in one shot. So you need to bring his health roughly to 50%, half health. And then, while you're doing that, you want to build your gradient so that you could use Gamache. With Gamache, you'll do about 29 million in damage, which is a little bit over half his health. You must learn his set moves so that you could survive for at least 3 rounds in the second phase. While you're surviving, you're dishing out damage, make sure he gets to half health, you build your gradient, and then you want to use Gamache, and then slap him. For openings, it's always going to be the same. You want to use Last Chance so that you could trigger Shortcut, which will give you an additional opportunity to play. And also, you will trigger Powerful and Shields, and if you have the same Luminous, if you have a shield, it will give you an additional damage. Also, with Solo Fighter, you get additional damage for being alone, and with some of the other Luminous, you get more damage if you're below 50% and 10% of health. So it all works together to dish out a lot of damage. Sometimes you'll kill him in one shot in the first phase, sometimes it takes 2 turns to kill him. The second phase opening is a little bit more challenging, because you gotta rebuild your health so that you could get your powerful, and you gotta start building the gradient. As you'll see, before using any ability, I always use my weapon, my gun, so I could build my gradient up. That's part of one of the Luminas I have. I also use a healing tint, because you most likely will be at 1 HP here. That way, when I use Last Chance and go back down to 1 HP, I get powerful and it will trigger Shortcut once again. You'll do this for about 3 turns until you can use your Gamache and actually kill him. One side effect is, if you're actually very lucky with all your damage in the second phase, you might actually bring him to the third phase, which we're actually trying to avoid. So you might actually want to hold back. At some point, if you're around 50%, just focus on using other abilities that deal less damage so that you don't get him into the third phase. And there you have it. Once you have your gradient built all the way to level 33, you'll use Gamache, and bye bye Simon. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe. Later.